And a very good day to you wherever you are coming in from, whether that be New Zealand or Australia or South Africa. Welcome to the Sage Partner 9-minute webinar. This is a repeat of yesterday's session, and we'll just cover the Sales.Live and the Forecast.Live new functionality, and then we'll also give you a way to help a potential customer. So let's jump straight into the actual software. And we can show you how this all comes together. Now, if you are brand new and you have no idea about how the Sales.Live or Forecast.Live works, the way it works is customers sign up to a portal, and once they've signed up to the portal, you add applications and you log in over here, where you can see my login is right here. And when you do that, when you log in as such, then you'll arrive on what we call the application landing page, which is what I'm doing now. You can see there are 3 applications. We're going to talk about 2 of them today in this 9-minute webinar. We'll talk about the new functionality on Forecast and the new functionality on Sales. Now, the purpose of this session, everyone, is actually not to do a detailed demonstration. You know that partners have so much on their plate. We just want to give you a helicopter view of the application and then show you that new functionality, and afterwards give you a path to help yourself. So how this all works is that all of these applications are on this platform called Plus.Live. And just to show you the engine room on Plus.Live is you head to the administration, and you will see on the left here, as I pull down this menu structure, you can see there's something called a data connector right there. Now, this data connector allows you to connect your accounting software, whether that's a desktop-based accounting software, or you can add cloud connectors to products like Sage Intacct. So that's where the magic happens. Once you connect the data connector, then any and all of these applications on this landing page that I'm showing you now, they will use the same data connector. So that's pretty snappy do. Let's launch Sales.Live. And if you again have never seen Sales.Live, it's very simple. What it does, it allows reps on the road to access the customer information within Sage. And the way to do that is I hit quick entry and I choose a customer. There it is here. I can choose any customer. If I just search on BAN, it'll pull up any customer. And once I do that, you can see I'll clear the previous cart items. Carts at the top, and I can just simply add any amount of products for that customer, and I'll finalize that entry. And the reason I've done that so quickly, everybody, is to show you how this works. I'll scroll down, and now you can choose to submit a quote or an order or an invoice. So of course you can get special pricing, you can change the items within this cart, you can view where your inventory is across warehouses. All of that's available. So that's the helicopter overview of Sales.Live, and you can view customer information directly related to what's inside Sage, and of course you can view inventory information. So if you've not seen it before, that's the 30-second elevator pitch. What we wanted to show you briefly was the functionality here called detailed entry. So there's quick entry and there's detailed entry. And what the detailed entry does, everybody, is it brings the desktop transaction kind of experience, right, into this cloud interface. But more importantly, aside from the ability to do a sales quote, the sales order, and you can see, you can push it to the business system, or you can just save it to the mobile platform. It also allows you to do sales credits as a rep. Now, that might make some customers scared, but the beauty on Sales.Live and the platform, of course, I'm moving down to permissions. You can set permissions and roles, and you can really minutely control everything around what an external person can do and activate. So that's the detailed entry. I might also point out one last aspect before we move across, is that this action list here, I'll leave that, this action list that we've got here is a form of a minor CRM. So you can add a combination of actions to customers. You can add notes, tasks, appointments. I can then allocate that to the customer, or I can add inventory. And all of that is then allocated to that customer. or I can view that information in this action list in the form of a Kanban. So I can see it by notes, I can see it by tasks, appointments, and phone calls. That becomes quite useful, and you'll see that in the forecast side as well. So we're running about a minute behind on schedule, but we are looking good. I'll go back to the landing page. There's my Plus.Live apps. While I do that, you'll note that there's the help center, your customers can get information, and there's a new features area that points you to a Trello board, and you'll always be able to see the latest features. Let's head back to the Plus.Live apps, and I'm now smashing into Forecast. Now, Forecast is simply splendid. Remember, using the same data connector, it goes into my Sage and it pulls all the overdue information. This landing page is just simply a control center, so it gives a little bit of core information around total debtors, and it depends on the currencies as well. And then it also shows me my largest overdue invoice list. But really, if you haven't seen it before, where the gold is here is you can send all reminders, or I can send select reminders. And I'll show you the new functionality there as well. So if I want to send all reminders, I've just done that. What Forecast.Live does amazingly well is it goes into all my overdue. It automatically allocates a template. You can see I've got crappy demonstration data. That's fairly deliberate. We want our customers to go and rather trial in their own data, but it'll allocate 7 to 13 days all the way through to 60 plus days. And if I'm happy with that, I can just simply preview my invoice reminders and send it. But you can see over here where my mouse is, I can actually exclude somebody. So I might have spoken to Adamstown this morning. I can just simply click on ignore, and now I hit the preview invoice reminders. And here's where the new functionality lies, which is just fabulous for us, is that beforehand, these are the customers we're about to send the overdue reminders to. But beforehand, you would just get a variety of information in a table format. So I'm clicking on these customers that are overdue. You can see all of these invoices are overdue. If I go to brand consignments, for example, you can see in the old version of Forecast, it would give this message. These are all templated messages, by the way. It comes standard. You can change them. And it would show me that these are the overdue through, the reference, how many days old, the trading terms. But now, with the new function, it now attaches copies of invoices. So no more of that to and fro, please send me a copy of invoice. It's all automatic. So that's in the send all reminders. And in the send select reminders, you can actually just do it by days overdue. So if you just wanted to send by 60 plus days, for example, I can click on that. I can choose my 60 plus days overdue, only those, and I can then send them. I can select all, and now I can send all of them. I can also choose to, preview the invoice reminders, and of course that action list that that I mentioned to you as well. So there we are. We're almost out of time now. Of course, we don't expect you as partners, as Sage partners, to know everything. And really, the way we guide you on a new customer is, I'll just shove back to my scenario, how to help your first customer. It's very simple, right? What we suggest you do is book a 10-minute demonstration for your customer with us. And really what we're trying to do on that outcome is we're trying to decide with the customer at the demonstration, does this application, Sales.Live or Snapshot or Focus, does it look useful or not? If so, would you like to trial it on your own data? If so, then what we do is we activate a paid license with a 30-day unconditional. We set the customer up. We will train and install both the customer and the partner in the background. We do that so that you're across your next site. And of course, we link that customer to the partner. So immediately you get recurring revenue. And at the end of that 30 days, or sometimes before, the customer can continue using, or they can apply for an unconditional refund. We don't get many. We get 1 out of 10 that apply. And there are a multitude of reasons for that as well. And then from the second customer, probably we're not needed, and you as the partner can carry on. Just to give you an example, we also have a setup cost for the trial, and we do that so that we can train the customer. We set them up on their own data, and this is again the first customer, and it gives real quality context on the job information for the customer, and there's US currencies as well. So ladies and gentlemen across the world, your next steps are think about your first customer, book a demo, or just ignore me and maybe go and do your silver and gold certification. Or if you'd like to see a little bit more detail, just book a one-on-one with me as a partner. You have all my details there as well. So without further ado, I want to say thank you so much for your time today. A 9-minute webinar, we probably hit 10 minutes. I'm slightly over, but it is what it is. And thank you for your time today, and I wish you all the best.